Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are working on attaching up our external stowage platform here. We need to head approximately towards the target, and I'm going to get started on doing just that here. So we're going to head in, and this is not actually towards target, but it's close enough. So we're going to need to go, it looks like, ever so slightly up. This is down. Ever so slightly up from our perspective. And I think we're going to need to, well, we need to rotate a little bit here. We're not quite in plane. Maybe about here. We'll keep an eye on this situation, and as we get a little bit closer in, we're going to adjust this, I'm sure. We're targeting basically the center of this point right here, although looking at the... Okay, that's towards the solar panels. So actually we should be targeting here, looking at the photo. So in that case, we need to be heading off in this direction a little bit. Okay, so something about like that. Cool. For now, let's position there. We are going basically due forward, except we've got a little bit of left movement going on here. So that seems fine. We'll just continue to drift into position over here. We're very close to getting this thing lined up and ready to go. No doubt about that. And this should absolutely be on the starboard side, which it is. So that is all absolutely great. Taking a quick look at our lineup here, it's getting very, very, very close. Okay, so I'm just going to let this drift a wee bit further. This is centrally located here, so we should be absolutely fine there. Yes. About now, I'm going to kill that leftward motion. I do want to go a little bit up still. No, we don't need the landing gear. That's the wrong button. But I do want to bring us in a little bit here. So we're moving in at about 0.3 meters per second. I'm going to up that a little bit. 0.5? Okay. So we'll see where this is going to end up grabbing. I think we might be a little low still. So I'm going to add in a little bit of vertical speed here. That should be sufficient vertical speed, I think. We're going to bring this down to about here. And now I'm going to bring us to a halt. That is the wrong direction. I'm going to bring us to a halt. We are very close here. We're probably going to actually impact a little bit. Okay. I want to back us off ever so slightly here, because we know that we need to go this direction a wee bit. So we're going to do exactly that. Okay, killing that little bit of backwards momentum there. And now this little bit of horizontal momentum. We still do have a smidgen of momentum here, and it appears to be upward? Or like forward momentum. Okay, I want to go up a little bit here. It doesn't have to be very much. So if we were to hypothetically extend this out, right? This is about right. We can arm this guy, and we'll see if it grabs. Are we grabbed? We're grabbed. Okay. That is approximately where I want it to be, and it's good enough. The angling isn't, I think, perfect. But does it have to be? It's pretty close. However, we definitely could release this. Back it off ever so slightly. Which it currently is. So we would need to take this ever so slightly forward. Not quite that much forward, though. And we would disarm our grabbing unit. And I would want to line this guy up a little bit better. So that would end up being something about like this, I think. Then taking it off to the left here. repositioning it just that little bit. It's easiest right now to get this set up, so that's why we're doing it right now. If we're going to make changes, it is absolutely easiest to do it while we're still connected here. Okay, I want to set this guy as our target just so that we have a relative velocity indicator. But it'll end up being something about like that. How are we doing vertically? We need some verticality here. So we need to go up a bit. Somewhere around... And yeah, I'm okay with this angling now. Somewhere around... Well, we need a little more verticality, I think. Right about here. Okay, I'm going to arm this. And we're going to extend it out and grab on like this. Okay. Are we fine with this angling? For now, I think this is good enough. I'm going to pull this all in. Very gently. Very, very gently. Okay. Next, we're going to EVA here. Where is everybody? We're not seeing anybody here. No nearby objects to focus. Okay, so we've got a bit of a bug going on here, but we can use transfer crew here, and we can have Bill EVA. There we go. So next, we're going to want to remove this strut. We're going to have some serious physics issues here, but that's okay. We're going to remove this strut. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to immediately hop to the shuttle, and we are going to undock. Okay, so with that done, we've now got this light appearing, and I'm going to retract this guy. Phenomenal. And at this point, we want Bill to let go here. I want Bill to head up a little bit because we need... Oh, this is awkward angling. Okay. I mean, we are at an awkward angle here, so this is not shocking. I just need to get oriented. Okay. Gotcha. So I want to grab this guy. We don't need this docking port on here, so we'll just put the docking port inside of the shuttle, and that will then be recovered. Excellent. Next, we're going to need to do at least some level of strutting here, and I want to strut from here to here. That works, I guess. And then strut from here. Oh, that's so laggy. Okay. We would then strut it out to approximately here. So that's now strutted on, for some definitions of on. And I'm going to do one more. I want to strut from out over here. We're going to need to deposit this here and get a little closer. Okay. So that would go from here up to here. And that's all we're going to do for now. That should be plenty solid. Okay, so now we're going to go chase down the shuttle again. We are now done with this mission. So that is great. We can bring the shuttle on home. We'll grab on and board. But before we go, I do want to unfurl our solar panels here again. And of course, our next mission is going to be... That's a radiator. Hang on, that's not a solar panel at all. I want to extend these solar panels. And our next mission, of course, is going to be the Harmony module and relocation of the P6 truss here from its current location on the... This is the zenith of the station, correct? I believe that's currently on the zenith of the station. Yes. So this is currently, like, upside down, right? So what we would want to do is we would want to, like, control from... Right, that doesn't have a docking port. I was thinking control from here. Maybe, like, control from here? And set this to surface up. So if we wanted to orient the station correctly, it would be something kind of like this, right? And we can see just how rigid the station is now, and that's good. We want this thing to be super, super rigid. And it does appear to be so. So we want this to be facing the ground. We want this to be facing directly away from Kerbal at all times. That's the quote-unquote correct orientation for this. The question then is, what about the zenith nadir? Do we have that oriented correctly? I mean, there's port and starboard, right? So this is the starboard side, and I mean, that should be approximately correct. If the zenith and nadir are aligned correctly and the rotation is aligned correctly, then those two rotations, so like angling on this axis and angling on the rotational axis, right? Those two rotations mean that we are correctly angled. However, the Russian side of the station is supposed to be in the aft direction. We're going this way, right? Or like kind of this way. So from here, we would have like this guy out over here. Shouldn't we have a docking port here? I feel like we should, but we could definitely have a spare docking port that goes there. I feel like there is one. We should be having one there, I think. So that would mean that we could move this docking port to go there. So if we wanted to do that, we could just head basically forward, but I would want to turn us up over here. Like so. And then go forward at some small amount of speed. So if we were to set this as our target, we can see what our relative speed is, and then we can adjust that. That's 1.3 meters per second. I'm just adjusting that to be directly forward. And then we can warp up over this direction, getting over to this side. And we can just install this docking port here, as long as we're here with a spare docking port, right? So at this point, I would want to start braking. I would also like to go down from the current direction, and that is exactly what we are looking to do. So we're coming to a halt here and going down. So that's 0.5 meters per second, but I don't think it's entirely in the... Are we going up? We're going up. Let's go down. That would help. That would help. I'm used to being upside down, apparently. And we are currently not upside down. So that's fine. So this is bringing us down to just the forward vector here. So we're still moving 0.3 meters per second in the forward vector. Let's bring that down to a halt. We don't need to move any further forward, I don't think. We need to move pretty much straight down from where we are right now. So let's just bring this guy right on down. Okay, so that's about 0.2 meters per second. Let's warp forward and just drift forward like this. There we go. That's looking a lot better. And let's bring this up, and we're going to need to go out to the left, right? So let's head out over this direction for now. Cool. And we're just going to attach this port right here. As long as we're here, and I'm pretty sure we need a port there, I'm just going to slap it on here because we've got a couple of spare ports here. We've got this one, we've got this one, we've got this one. So we technically do have quite a large number of docking ports available right now. So this will be absolutely fine. So let's have Bill EVA. We are going to grab this docking port. And we just want to attach it out over here, right? We just need to wait until we drift a little bit closer here. Alternatively, we could just hop onto the other side. This strut is mildly awkward here, so we could just put this strut on like this. It doesn't really matter. And then we could hop over to the other side where we're likely to be more able to reach. Come on, Bill. Up. There you go. Excellent. Now down. There you go. And we'll just grab onto this side. Perfect. So now that we're here, the question is, how far do we have to be able to reach? And the answer is a little further than we are right now. That's not shocking. So let's hop back. I'm not putting Bill back in because he'll change where he's at. But let's hop back over here and let's just warp a little closer. Oh, we can't warp. Well, Kerbals are on a ladder. Right, we could physics warp, I suppose. Sure. Everything should be rigid enough that that's not a problem. So at this point, I kind of want to just get rid of this velocity. We'll just bring it over like this, and let's just do this rotationally from here. So at this point, we can just rotate over like so. And that'll get us considerably closer. Cool. So something like that. Now Bill should be able to install this. So we would grab it out of here, rotate it like... This is not exactly the directionality we want this to be at, but okay. Rotate it over here. Okay, about like that. We'll just get it assigned. There we go. And now I kind of want to remove it again and place it again, because now it's actually snapped onto that build point. Okay, that should do the trick. So now we've got that on there. And at this point, we probably just want to get a little bit of distance from the station. So that's pretty much just go in the up vector, right? Because we're going to bring these guys home next. So we're just going to accelerate in this up vector and head away from the station, because we're done here. While we're doing this, we can definitely... We've not even used that much monoprop. Hilarious. We can definitely set this target angle down to 0, because that is going to be stowed. And we're going to close our cargo bay doors. Our work here is done. So we're going to go to surface orbital retrograde. And we shouldn't impact the station, but the question is orbital retrograde towards the station? The answer is kinda? Kinda. We should definitely rotate this way to reduce the risk of our tail hitting the station, but otherwise it looks okay. And I don't think our tail would have hit the station anyway, but we can just position about here, and let's go. So we're going to lower down our periapsis as usual, and things will get much speedier once the station unloads. There's a lot of stuff at the station at this point. No doubt about that. We've constructed a lot of things, and we've got a lot more to do. So there goes the station. Goodbye, station. We will be back. Quite soon, in fact. We're at 250 for our periapsis. Station will unload shortly, and once it does, the game will get a lot more performant. So that's absolutely great. We have nothing else to do here. We're about 1.5 kilometers away from the station now. And periapsis height of 150. I like it. We're not very close to apoapsis here, but that's okay. And we're just going to... There we go, it unloads, and it's so much smoother now. We're at a decent periapsis height, and at that periapsis, of course, let's just bring that right on down to a landing burn. Cool. We're just looking to speed right along here. We've got a lot more to do in terms of building this station. So let's just make this go as quickly as we can and get this down this episode. We're going to line up for the node. There we go. And let's warp. That's going to be about a 300 meter per second burn. Of course, we've got plenty of delta V for that. For whatever reason, at that angle, it looked like our engines weren't quite lined up correctly, but they have to be. So... It's definitely lined up correctly. No doubt about that. So this burn is about a minute away at this point, and 40 seconds, 30, 20, 10, and 3, 2, 1, 0 mark. Okay, We're bringing this down. We can definitely change our wing orientation here. There we go. And about a 30-second burn here, but we don't actually care about the maneuver, all things considered. All we care about is bringing our apoapsis height to about that, or actually our periapsis height, about to that 10-kilometer mark. So that's what we'll do here. That'll do. And we're going to not care about this node. We're going to go to horizontal velocity up. Wonderful. Physics warp that around, change our wing orientation. Looks good. And let's see if we're going to have a water or a land landing. It'll be on the dark-ish side. It could be a land landing, but honestly, maybe we leave that for a mystery because I'm very bad at guessing this. There's no doubt about that. And there's that light bugging out. I wish I knew what caused that. That would be nice. But as far as I know, there's no way to shut it off. It's just kind of buggy. We can toggle our light action group, but that doesn't do anything. So we'll just pretend it doesn't exist. That'll be fine. We'll physics warp on through and bring this down just as quickly as we can. The aerodynamics on it are, of course, spicy, and they're even spicier when I forget to drain the fuel. So let's remember to drain the fuel. There we go. Excellent. Now, we could definitely make this really spicy if we wanted to by coming in, like, perpendicular to the ground. That would be a lot of aerodynamics, and I think that would be a really, 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 really bad idea. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're just cruising right along here for now, and we're definitely, as I said, going to be night side. This looks distinctly like a land landing to me. That's okay. We can definitely make a land landing work. It's spicier, but it's not a problem. This thing is, in fact, designed for land landings, but water landings are absolutely spicier. The light is very interesting here, right? Because there's clearly an overlighting effect. You can tell by how harsh the normals are here. Like, this is clearly overlighting it into, like, HDR ranges, but KSP doesn't support HDR. I don't know. A little bit of rendering weirdness there. But it's fine. It's fine. We don't want to land in these mountains, if at all possible. We're probably going to shoot over them, though. We're still going at 2.2 kilometers per second. But this definitely is going to be a land landing, and this is the desert airfield. Yeah, we're kind of on the opposite side of the ocean as Woomerang. Okay, sounds good. We shoot past these mountains, look at landing. Actually, I couldn't see the boundary of the water and the land here. This does look like it might actually be water. Currently showing as impact biome shores. Now grasslands. Okay. I mean, we're moving pretty slowly now. So we're kind of presented with a choice here, I feel like. We could go either direction here. I'm letting our speed continue to drop to around 400 meters per second before I start maneuvers, though. We know problems can ensue. But this is actually going to be a land landing. I think we could make it to the water if we tried. But my question is, why? Why bother trying for that? So we're going to go to kill rot for the moment. And I want to position us around over here. Because as we come up... Oh, stop that. As we come up, I want to come up this direction, right? So that'll be fine for now, and we're just going to enter a bit of a dive here. We should probably remember to toggle our gear action group at some point, and now seems like a quasi-reasonable time to do so. Okay. So we can see our landing point is currently here, but aerodynamics are going to be changing that quite a lot. Looking at the overall layout of these trees, somewhere up over here-ish, perhaps? That doesn't look too bad, in theory. And of course, we're still slowing down quite a lot, but I want the radar altitude here. So we're currently about 4.5 kilometers up. We've got quite a lot of vertical drop to do here still. Our vertical speed is going down, as is our horizontal speed. So we only have so much time to actually perform this maneuver, right? But this is actually a really decent spot to land here. Okay, we're 2.5 kilometers up now. Make that 2.2. 2 kilometers up. Okay. It's looking decent here. We're about 1 kilometer up. And I'm going to start pulling up here as best we can. Ooh, that's turning a lot. Okay. So around here or so. Cool. We're about 500 meters up right now. I'm going to attempt to set our wings. And we're pulling up here. And we're coming in for our final landing. The wings don't want to sit level, but we'll just position about here for now. We are currently moving at about 40 meters per second, so that's not bad. I'm going to toggle our brakes action group. Shoots out. Things got very laggy all of a sudden. Okay. That seems like a clean landing there. Do we clip that tree? No, we don't. Beautiful. I like it. So we'll come to a halt. Absolutely no issues with that landing whatsoever. I like it. That was a good one. We'll recover the vessel, and that will, of course, save us some money. And then we'll need to get our payment, and then we'll be ready for that Harmony module design. But that is definitely going to be a next episode sort of thing. So let's just get our payment for this particular mission. That'll be, of course, 200,000. We get a flat payment for each of these. And we'll see how this ends up going. That Harmony module, we'll see how complicated that's going to be to design. I haven't looked at it yet. So, the Harmony module and then the relocation. We've already got the robotic arm, so in theory, the relocation shouldn't be a problem. Okay, 30,000 funds recovered, and then we are, of course, going to get our funding. Phenomenal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.